Okay, I want to officially welcome all of you to tonight's session, which is going to be on cost-benefit analysis for BS. So the last time we scratched it, but I told you guys it's not something we just scratch, something we need to talk about it as a topic. Yeah. And for your internship, you need to pay attention to everything we're doing here and everything I've taught you guys, because you see, at this stage of this project, the BAs are going to power the activities. A lot of things are going to be done by the BA. So you need to pay attention to understand, because project managers are not BAs. And they have their own limitations. So yeah, everything we are doing, like I told you when you are starting, is something you can just take and go and start working immediately in your place of work. Because today, companies are not expecting to come and train you. Yes. If they're going to train you, they are not training BAs, because BAs are supposed to be trained already. That's the way it should be. So, cost benefit analysis, just like the name sound, cost and benefit analysis is an investment appraisal technique. You know, if you're into investment or portfolio management or investment banking, there are so many techniques, just like this cost benefit analysis. We have a return on investment approach. We have so many of them. Well, they taught us that when we were in finance. So, well, this cost benefit analysis is a bit different from all these other investment appraiser, because this one is mainly on projects like investment. So the purpose is for you to understand the viability of the project you are planning to start, or you are proposing before the stakeholders, or you are advising the stakeholders, or trying to make the stakeholders, helping them to take decision and present the decision before the board or the higher management team. Is very, very important, because you need something you are going to hold on to as a basis for you to select to move on this project. Viability. If you are in UK, this Prince2 project management methodology in UK, developed by UK government, the main theme or the main principle of Prince2 is that you cannot run a project that is not viable. If at some point you realize that that project is no longer viable, you have to drop it. They don't want to go into anything that's not going to bring something to the table or bring value. We're looking at value, bringing something back. What are you contributing? What is that project going to contribute? If we bring 1,000, how much are we going to benefit from this 1,000? If we bring 2,000, how much are we going to benefit from this 2,000? If we are bringing 1,000 and we are going to benefit only 500, what is the need? We're already losing. So there is no need of going into a project that you are going to lose. We must benefit something. Digital transformation, you say that is digital transformation. Digital transformation calls for efficiency. effectiveness, process improvement. Good. But you are telling us that if we put 1,000 in this digital transformation, and then we are getting 500 from this digital transformation, what's the need? It's not, doesn't, it means the digital transformation doesn't bring any value. But in a situation where you are going to invest 1,000 and you are seeing that you are going to benefit 5,000 in 1 year or in 6 months or at long run, you can see the viability of this project. Yeah. So this is where this cost benefit analysis comes in. It's very simple and it's very effective. Even if you don't know any other investment appraiser technique at this point, just understand there is this cost benefit analysis. It's a very simple way of trying to justify any project you want to run into. Although the only problem here is, at some instance, you find out that there are some values that are very difficult to quantify or monetize. You see, there is a value, but we have a way which is still very, very mathematical. In some cases, companies understand. If you can just talk them through about it, even if you are not using the mathematical aspect of it, is on the body, you must show the value. In some projects we handled, we just stated the value, quantifying the value you are driving. Some values like, let's say, happiness. Somebody is happy. You might not really have the quantification in terms of mathematics or in terms of, but we'll still have a way to go about driving such customer satisfaction. This is still value. If you improve something and customers are happy. So how do you quantify such areas? Such areas is that when customers are happy, they are going to come back again, they continue to shop. But when customers are not happy, they are going to lose. And if you check customer retention and what is going to cost you to retain a customer and what is going to cost you to recruit or get a new customer, you find out that getting a new customer is going to be more costly than you maintaining your original customer. These are ways we try to look at it and quantify, okay, customers are satisfied, they are staying back. We might not spend a lot of money doing campaign, lead management, all this and that. These are how we quantify some of the values we drive, which we are going to see on our notes very soon. But you must, as a business analyst, you cannot just tell a company or your organization, move on with this project. It's very good. How? What is the basis? What is the yardstick for telling us this? You must show cost and benefit, showing that the cost is lower than the benefit. The benefit is bigger than the cost. That is just simply what we mean by cost-benefit analysis. Every project we are going to be working on, because what we are going to do most of the time is developing solutions to problems. So any solution you are developing, you must show how effective, how much are we bringing to develop this solution, and how much are we going to gain after developing the solution. If the cost is bigger than the benefit, we might as well not do that according to cost benefit analysis. So cost-benefit analysis is the method used to compare two variables, cost of the project against the benefit. So it's a bit of kind of comparative analysis, the cost and the benefit, to put both of them on a scale. Which one is wearing higher? It helps in determining whether a project is financially viable. The word viable, financially viable. Every project, what they are looking at is viability of that particular investment. So this is achieved by assigning monetary values to both cost and the benefit, and then subtracting the total cost from the total benefit to determine the net gain. So when you have a cumulative or a sum up of all the costs and the sum of all the benefits, then you need to subtract the total cost from the total benefit. What you are looking at is positive or minus. If after subtracting the total cost from the total benefit and we are having positive net gain or net value, then it means we continue with that project. But once we're after subtracting and we're having negative value, then we have to reconsider if we need to carry on with that project or not. So if the project benefits exceed the cost, the project is considered worthwhile. But if the cost outweighs the benefits, then the project should be reconsidered. Yeah. So because you cannot drag your organization into unprofitable venture. What we are here to do as a business analyst is to bring value to the table, creating opportunities. You are just like a midfielder in a football field. You are there to create opportunities, help your organization to score more goals and win. That is what we are there for. Anything outside there is not the reason why you are in a project. So let's look at this CRM. We'll use it as an example. CRM cost-benefit analysis. We'll look at cost, benefit category. So the first we're looking at here under the cost is the cost of this CRM system. We have three cost categories. We have initial investment cost, we have ongoing cost, and we have labor cost. All these are what we are going to spend in order to implement a CRM system. Under initial investment, we have software licensing, buying the license, and then getting the software. Hardware, when you buy software, software cannot work on its own. It will have some other hardware component that we need to power the software. So you need to consider whichever hardware costs. It does not implement itself, implementation services. Yes, you might want to consider other services like implementation, configuration, and yeah. Then training. Training requires training materials and time to produce that training material. Even if you are doing it in-house, it requires time and training. So whoever is going to carry out the training or produce the training material, you need to pay for it. Data migration, if you are moving data from one place to another place, it requires some cost. Then once the implementation is done, which is the initial investment. It doesn't end there. You might consider ongoing costs, such as software maintenance. You keep maintaining the CRM software that you implemented. You might consider technical support. If you have in-house technical support, then they get paid. If you are outsourcing the technical support, it still need to be paid for. Hosting and cloud services, whichever way, in-house hosting, on-premise hosting, or cloud hosting, you still need a server. When we talk about hosting, we talk about server. You need a server where that CRM system is going to be hosted. Then upgrade and update. Anytime there is an update or upgrade, you need to pay for that upgrade or update services. Labor cost. IT staff. If you are staffing your IT, even if you are outsourcing some of the IT support or technical support, there are need. You cannot outsource everything. There are need for in-house IT team. Yeah. So this is the bag, we call it the foundation through which you can outsource any other thing, because even if you're outsourcing, is your in-house IT staff will determine who is going to be the outsourced vendor, or who you must have in-house technical team. Yes, even if you are outsourcing some of your activities. Administrative staffs, we need people day-to-day activities. Yes, so all this comes under the cost of a license. Yes, it's not just a free. So, but after that comes the benefit. What are the benefits? There are so many benefits involved. Some of these benefits include productivity benefits. If you are doing something manually for 1 week, after implementing a CRM system or a software, is going to bring down the kind of productivity times and other things like time savings. So looking at time savings, after the automation or the using CRM over manual, it can bring it to down to 50%. That is saving time. And that time, all of us know that every time we go to work, what they are paying is time. At the end of the week, they tell you to submit your time sheet. Time sheet is to determine how long, how many hours you spend in that organization for the week. And that is what they are paying you. So if you are spending 1 week working around customer relationship, after CRM, it might reduce to 2 days in a week. So what does that mean? The organization is saving 3 days, and we are not getting paid for what we didn't do. So that is time saving. Tax automation. Tax automation means some of the activities we do manually, we automate it, and it becomes safer. More especially these days, everything we deal with is on data. So manual handling of data is not good because of the quality of data. Manual handling promotes compromise, error, and the rest of them. But when activities are automated, it means that they happen automatically on their own. Nobody try to do it manually. no compromise, no. So you see, the efficiency become very, very high. Improved collaboration. When we have like softwares, it's easier to collaborate. Everyone can log into one system and start working on the system as long as you have a password and username. You can just use username and password login. There is no need of after you write, you pass to me or you send me by email. No, everybody log in. Just like now, all of you have been now onboarded into FreeCamp. That FreeCamp is one instance, one node. Everybody is logged in there. All the project team can be working at the same time without waiting for everybody's working at the same time on that particular project. But if it's not automated, it's not gonna be possible for us to work simultaneously in a very improved collaborative manner. So these are pure benefits. Another benefit is sales and revenue, increased lead conversion, cross-selling and upselling, customer retention. These are different benefits when it comes to sales and revenues. We have customer services, improved issue resolutions, and personalized support. When there is this kind of software in place, issue resolution, because as customers are logging in their queries, we are seeing it on real time, everything is happening immediately. And some of the things customers will be asking, customers should be able to resolve some of their queries by themselves, because some of these tools will have, with the help of AI, a lot of things can be automated there's what we call self-service. Customers can use self-service. So most of the thing that is going to come to the customer care unit is going to be handled by the software by itself. Like so many of us now, if you have issue with your Facebook, so many things, just read up and sort yourself out. Yeah. Reporting, better insight and customized reporting. So if you have automated system, when you want to do reporting like writing reports, all you need to do is just a click, you download the reports, because the system compute the report and keep it there for you. All you just need is boom, the reports will be downloaded in the way you want it. You want it in a Excel format, in a PDF format, or you want it in an interactive dashboard, is there for you. So that's it. But if you are doing it manually, you need to go copy, bring paper, download that bank statement. By the time you do all these things, it takes a lot of time. And after doing it, it's even going to be, there will be a lot of errors. So once you have a system, reporting becomes easy. Competitive edge. A competitive edge, you have advantage over your competitors that are not using softwares that are analog. Enhance customer experience, differentiation from competitors. So these are all the benefits that can be derived. So you see, if we are planning to advise the executives or the senior management or the project sponsors, you make sure that you list the cost, just like I listed it, and then list the benefit. Capture the monetary aspects and then the monetary aspect of the benefit, and then sum it up and use it as evidence of viability. It's either it's viable or it's not viable. So look at it here. You see, you compute the total cost, you compute the total benefit. And then the 11th one is net benefit. The net benefit is going to be plus or minus. Once it's plus, then you are going ahead. If it's not a plus, it's minus, then you might have another meeting to talk about it. You know, if it's minus and the management insists that, yeah, we don't care, then you know that they are taking the risk on their own. Yeah, but it's not like you didn't advise them well, the implication of what they are going into based on your own analysis. So looking at in a more feasible case study, looking at this Dynamics 365 CRM cost benefit analysis template, you see here now that all the costs and benefits, monetary figures has been added onto it. You see license fee is now $25,000 and implementation, which is the initial setup and deployment, is captured at 30,000 and the training at 10,000 and the customization, tailoring CRM to business need, 15,000, integrating CRM with other third-party applications like ERP, ITSM softwares is 12,000. And maintenance, ongoing maintenance, just like we stated above, is captured at 8,000. And then the total cost is 100,000. You see, the cost is very clear. But come to the benefit. So you see the benefit, although the benefit will try to add values to all the benefits, but it's not that so easy. That's where the problem we face most of the time using this. Now, you need to determine the improved productivity cost. Time saved by automating the system or the activities or the process. So the value or the calculation is derived by time saved, the amount of time saved, times the number of employees, times their hourly wages. So this is what you use. You put it together, it gives you something like, it can be any figure, but that is what you put together to get a figure. That's the formula. We cap it at 40,000. Another one here is enhanced customer service. Enhanced customer service. See, when we talk about it, we talk about the description. What does it mean? Better customer interaction. So, there's another issue. How do you quantify better customer interaction? So we use this calculation, retention rate times average revenue per customer minus acquisition cost. Yeah, so the retention rate minus what it takes you to acquire new customer. So we cap it for 50,000. Then better decision making. Better decision making. Access to real-time data. What is it? What is a real value? Is real. The value is very, very high. But how do we quantify it? You say value of improved decision. We cap it for 25,000. Then we say streamline sales process. We describe it as efficient sales tracking or efficiency. in sales activities. The calculation increased sales times average deal size minus cost of sales. We cap it at 30,000. Then we say the total benefit. The total benefit, when we calculate it, we say 145,000. So you see, this is 45,000 higher than the cost. We come here, we say net benefit equal to total benefits minus total cost, which is 145,000 minus 100,000 equals to 45,000. So that is the net benefit of implementing a CRM system for this organization. Return on investment. Return on investment is equal to net benefit divided by total cost, and is 45% increase. So the return on investment is 45% increase. Yeah, so that is how we can get something to present before the stakeholder. This is the reason why we're going on with this project, because it's very viable. The return on investment is for 5% after the implementation. And here we'll have a direct net after 1 year or 2 years is 45%, or immediately after the implementation, 1 year after the implementation is 45%. And this is the reason why this project should go on. So if you just come and say, we want this project to go on without any yardstick, it's going to make your argument weak. So here we captured all the calculations, the much, because capture as when it comes to benefit system, there's a lot to benefit. But some of these ones will drive all this calculation from relevant investment textbooks. So none of them is computed by me, but this is what we are using for now. So if the references where you can get some of this calculation is from these textbooks. We have Garrison and Co. 16th edition. This is concept validation, time-driven activity-based costing, labor cost savings through process efficiency. Use case commonly applied to operational cost reduction due to technology implementation. So this is where we drive all these are backups for all the calculation, where we drive all the formulas we use here. So if you are using it, so that you have confidence if you want to use all these calculations in future, because it is not just fabricated, it's copied from textbook, and that's why I put reference that is there. It's not my work, so it's not plagiarism. So one of the example here, improved productivity value for CRM over manual. Assumption here, time spent manually is 20 hours, and the number of employees is 5 hours, and the hourly wages is 15 pounds. So the CRM efficiency improvement is 30%. So the calculation is here, total manual hours is 20 by 5, 20 times 5, that is 100 hours per week. And weekly cost, 100 100 times by 15 is 150. Expected time saved, 30% of 100, which is 100 hours, is equal to 30 hours per week. So weekly savings is equal to 30 times 15, that is 450 pounds. So that is the weekly savings for bringing CRM system under this assumption. And monthly savings for implementing CRM under this assumption is 450 times 4, which should be 1,800. So that is the assumption here. Yeah, so that is what, if you want to get improved productivity values for CRM systems. So that's the way it is. Yeah, it's a bit of arithmetic, but that's the way we see it. And yeah, I think that's the only arithmetic we're going to find here. So if you're not mathematical, don't worry about everything is not process mapping and the rest of them. So these are some mathematical aspect of it. Yeah. And equally, if you want to do it in a very more better view, you might want to use Excel, just like this Excel I'm showing you. So professionally, company prefer this over the other way. So looking at this, you see capturing cost and then capturing benefits. So this is a template. You can apply this. We have on our wall on this Excel template. So it's called manual over automation. So that is it. So I don't think the only way we're going to struggle as some of us who are not mathematically inclined, but that is the only way I see it, and there's nothing I can do about it. But the main thing is that all the formulas is there, and where the formulas are derived is there as well. But we must put cost-benefit analysis. We must be able to put cost-benefit in every project. That's the easiest way for us to quantify the viability of any project we're going to go into. And yeah, if we need to be professional about it. So that is it for tonight. If you have question, yes, we can talk about it. Okay, and I hope every one of us here has been onboarded to Freedcamp. Okay. So, like you see what happened in the freight camp. Some of us, you are not going, like some people in the living in the northern state, you are going to see yourself in a zone outside north, because this is where you are needed. So wherever you find yourself, you have to work within that zone. So because we don't have too many business analysts, so we have to make sure that we assign. So some people are lucky enough that all of them, like people in the Lagos, you find out that in the Southwest, it's only Lagosians. So those people are very lucky. People in the Abuja, they are mainly northern people, and that is not so. Only people, they find themselves together. But some people like in Kaduna, we have only one person in Kaduna, and we need more people in South and Southeast. So we move them, move some to Southeast, move them to some to South, like some people from Oyo moving. Ordinarily should be in Southwest, but because we need more people in South and Southeast, so wherever you find yourself, make yourself useful. Well, I'm saying this because I mean some of you might be coming to tell me, well, I find myself in Southeast, but I'm living in Kaduna. How come? Or I find myself in UK and I'm living in UK and I choose. So wherever you find yourself, we have done the feasibility studies and making sure that where you are is where you are needed. So try as much as you can to contribute to your service to where you are. But the good thing is that wherever you are, we have up to 3 BAs in each group. So making it easier, you are not going to be working as a lone ranger there. So you're going to be working with your team, brainstorming, working as a accountability partner and things like that. And if you have bigger issues to talk about, we always have a bigger forum, which is your bootcamp team. So Juliet, is not allowed in our ecosystem for you to just go and create a group. Before you can create a group, it must be approved, because we have a lot of group. Every group will, because we don't want a situation that has happened in the past. That's why I'm making it as an announcement so everybody will hear about it. Where some have seen a situation where some in our ecosystem, some people go and created a group and start adding people. Before you know it, they started selling items in that group. Before it started, some people started complaining, I made order, I didn't receive my order. Some people got scammed and something like that. So make sure any group we are creating must be approved, and we know we create it so we can delete it anytime we want. So if you are creating a group and people are joining, that is not part. I'm not saying you cannot create, but don't use our name. Anybody making it a general announcement there. Wherever you are in our echo, don't use our name to create a group without officially getting permission from us.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, just like I said, some of us are still waiting to be onboarded on our various WhatsApp group. Summer is working on that, and she will make sure that by the end of the day, everybody will find themselves in various WhatsApp group for this project, and announcements will be made on the arrival on the group you're supposed to work with. And yeah, The next general meeting in your group is going to be what we call project status updates, where the project managers are coming to give updates of what is happening in their different projects. That's on Friday as well. We'll do that every Fridays. Every project team need to come and update the stakeholders about what they are doing, what they plan to do the next week, and the challenges they'll be having. So, yeah. And equally, we'll be having other meetings, statutory meeting like RAID meeting, where the team will always come. The team will decide in a week when they'll be meeting. I'm not going to be part of that. When they'll be meeting to be talking about the risk they've captured. So they capture risk and they analyze it. So they're going to be part of it. There's another meeting, lesson learned. So there are like 3 statutory meetings that happen in the project every week, which you have to be part of it, because as a business analyst, you are a core part of that project. You know, project managers, their own activity is more like managing resources, but understanding the need of that particular project, the problem and the solution is the business analyst, and designing the solution requirements needed is the business analyst. So don't think you are coming to learn from the project managers or for them to teach you maybe things you feel like they didn't teach you well in business analysis. They don't know that because they are project managers. So, but whatever we've learned is enough to get you started. Yeah. If you have question, yeah, but if you don't have question, good. I have another class I need to go and prepare for. All right. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good night, sir.
Good night.